Hello everyone, Shinto being here playing some more Warhammer combat cards, and in this one I'm going to be introducing the newest Supreme Commander to enter the game, and he is the second one for the Servants of the Emperor faction. This is the Custodes hero Trajann Valoris, who, as you all know, is already a card in the game. There's a bodyguard version that's been around for ages. He's got the same traits, Furious Charge for his main trait and Inspiring Presence for the secondary. But of course, the Supreme Commander version is legendary, so at max level, those traits are both going to be tier 4. He's got pretty much the same stat distribution, a decent ranged attack, a stronger melee attack, and a ton of health though. Apparently second highest health pool of any Supreme Commander. And his special rule is quite simple. It's called Guardians of the Golden Throne, and it increases the attack stats of your cards by 20% as long as they are above half health. And once they go below half health, any more damage dealt to them is decreased by 20%. So, I mean, it doesn't feel too incredibly strong. I mean, it's overall a pretty nice boost. And it does actually combo quite well with Custodes cards, many of them which have shields, so they'll be able to maintain, you know, their health for a very long time and continually get that attack buff. Once the shields finally go down, they'll still have that extra layer of protection. So at 86 points, he's one of the cheaper Supreme Commanders, so you can actually run him alongside a number of Custodes bodyguards in ranked mode. But let's go ahead and test out this new Trajann Valoris in the campaign. This is an exploration campaign. I'm currently at level 12, everything's at max level, and we've got 400 points available. And the Aura of Rage increasing the melee attack every turn, so a nice set of modifiers to try out the most powerful version of Trajann Valoris. And I am running mostly a keyword deck featuring a number of Custodes. 3 of them have shields, so we've got this is a new one, the Custodian Guard, the Alaris Custodian, and the Shield Captain. Alayan Valerian is also just really amazing. Inspiring Presence and Furious Charge. Great stats. And I'm also just running Inquisitor Karmazov. We got the Virtus Praetor. And then for the main damage dealers, though, we got Curtis Hicks, who of course is just super good at max level. And also I'm running a Lord of War, the Beast Killer, a House Raven Knight Gallant, which also has Furious Charge. It's basically just a much bigger version of Curtis Hicks. Trajann himself is quite strong after you figure in the attack boosts from Inspiring Presence and his special rule. But I haven't actually had to deploy him yet, so hopefully we'll be able to see him in action a little bit. So I'm actually going to play 2 games here, first with this deck, and then we'll switch things up, maybe run a few more Lords of War and see how that looks with this new Trajann. So let's go ahead and deploy and see how we do against the Necrons here. Alright, we are up against the Destroyer Lord Ulthakar. Should be pretty easy. Ulthakar is one of the weaker Necron warlords, and his special rule really doesn't do a whole lot at max level. But Necrons do have some pretty powerful bodyguards. So yeah, we'll drop some of our big damage dealers out here first. And let's see. Okay, yep, seeing some big stuff up here already. Our Lord of War is not appearing, so let's just go with, I guess, the Alaris Custodian. This guy's actually pretty good. The Translocation Shroud Overlord. And Necrons just have a whole lot of healing. There are the animations going off from Trajan's special rule, increasing the attack damage of all of my guys by 20%. And we did get debuffed though, so we're actually not going to be dealing a huge amount of damage here, which makes me think that it's actually the smarter choice to simply ready. I want to attack as much as possible, but attacking into that is just not very smart at all. So yeah, we're going to go for the ready, charge up 1 turn, and then hit him real hard on the next turn. Should be able, yeah, to now take down that Overlord in the center. Because if I had attacked into that last turn, then Curtis Hicks would just be like dead this turn. And don't want that happening. Okay, they're bringing out a Tomb Stalker. It's a pretty nasty one. And yeah, actually the animations are going off a little bit too fast here. I should probably slow it down a bit when I can, just so it's a little clearer to see what's going on. But Inquisitor Karmazov just got below 50% of his health, so now it's switched to the defensive stance. Okay, we're going to just keep going melee here. Knock some of these fools out. And yeah, you can see, I mean, the Valoris Custodian, he hasn't taken any damage, so just, yeah, especially at max level, those shields just last forever. Looks like they will be shooting down the Inquisitor, though. So he's going to go down. And Curtis 6 is also dead as well. So that's, yeah, that's going to hurt. Luckily, we have the impenetrable wall of Custodes. Okay, let's go with, I guess we'll go with an outflank here. And we should have the Lord of War, I would think. There he is. I mean, we can knock out the Deceiver with the Furious Charge, but then I think we won't actually be able to kill the Tombstalker. So I'm just going to go for the Tombstalker here. It's going to be a greatly reduced Furious Charge. Really not that great, honestly. And, okay, failed to, oh, so close. 15 health left. Oh, wow, we actually have the exact amount of damage to kill the Deceiver, though. Anyway, so, yeah, that works out. Yeah, some really tough bodyguards here from the Necron side. Of course, if you can power this up with Inspiring Presence, and it'll be much stronger as well. Ooh, they're targeting it with everything, though. Got the old Hexmark Destroyer with target acquired. That's going to be taking a huge amount of damage. And will it go into... I guess it goes into defensive stance after it's taken all the damage, so it doesn't really have a whole lot of health left. So, yeah, I mean, I'm feeling like this isn't really that amazing of a special rule. Certainly not when compared to many of the other rules that the Supreme Commanders have. 130 damage here, getting increased by the target acquired, but reduced by the special rule, ended up doing exactly the same amount of damage. Which is kind of funny. But yeah, with our counterattack here, we will be dealing quite a bit of damage to the Warlord with the Big Game Hunter damage. So that's boom, 158. Still able to win pretty easily here. So yeah. I don't know, it didn't really feel like the special rule from Trajann was doing all that much. I feel like it almost might be more impactful at the lower levels. Because, you know, when everything's at max level, things are dealing so much damage that often things will just die in like 1 or 2 shots. And then you won't be able to actually see the defensive stance from the second part of Trajann's special rule. So, okay, so this time we're going to be running 3 Lords of War as the bodyguards, and it's actually exactly 400 points with Trajann, which is kind of hilarious. Now, the Beast Killer doesn't actually really combo that great with these 2 others that are just primarily ranged attacks. So we got the Bane Blade and then the Stormlord. Haven't actually used this one at max level yet. It's got Taunt, so that's actually an interesting one because the Taunt will be reducing the damage by quite a bit. Of course, it'll be taking damage, potentially a whole lot of damage on those first 2 turns, but once it goes below 50% of its health, which is, you know, below 300 health, it's going to be taking even less damage, so should be quite interesting. Let's go ahead and deploy. Now, obviously, this is a very low initiative deck, so we're almost certainly going to be going second. It's kind of might be a little bit of an overkill, I feel like, but considering the fact that they are deploying Lords of War of their own, perhaps not. Now, they are running the Psychomancer, which is going to be kind of annoying to deal with because, yeah, minus 40% damage. I'm not actually sure if that applies to, like, the Furious Charge, if that will go off there. I guess Baneblade we do want in the center lane. And then the Stormlord is just going to go over in the other side. Okay, this is actually a really annoying card. The Command Barge with those 4 shields, I think it blocks so much damage. It's crazy at the max level. Alright, so the enemy goes first. Let's actually slow it down here so we can see the animation this time. There's the big old sword giving 20% boost to all the attack stats. That is before the Furious Charge goes off. Big Game Hunter activating. Boom! 326 damage there. And I guess just answered my question from earlier. Actually, let's slow it down a little here, because to see, ooh, big game hunter, boom, 200 damage to the Stormlord. That was pretty painful. Here comes the, wow, okay. Well, we just managed to kill an obelisk in one turn, on their turn, which was pretty hilarious. But they're bringing out some pretty big guns of their own. Got the Annihilation Barge coming in here, boom. And it looks like the Stormlord is now going into defensive mode. So it's going to be taking 20% less damage. Still taunting. So I guess it's taking like 60% less damage. And yeah, we got a lot of extra damage here from the big game hunters. So I'm going to go ahead and open fire here. Not quite enough though to kill that Annihilation. Or not the, whatever it's called. The barge with the barrage. Yeah, they're not dealing very much damage at all to the Stormlord, though. The Doomsday Arc, yeah. That's what it's called. Ooh, wow, this Stormlord is about to go down here. Did manage to take down the command bars, though. Take down everything, actually. And this, I guess it doesn't actually matter so much that this thing isn't primarily a ranged unit, because of all the extra damage from the splash damage and whatnot. Here comes the Warlord, deploying to the field, getting double outflanked, so we won't be able to deal a huge amount of damage here. I do kind of want to see old Trajann come out, and I think we will be getting that chance, so let's just keep going ranged here for now. Deal some extra splash damage here. And, yeah, they're gonna knock out the Stormlord. There's the Knight going into defensive stance. They're switching to melee. That's a lot of damage right there. Now the Baneblade is in defensive stance. The counterattack from the Knight takes down the whatever that thing was. And here comes Trajann Valoris. I'm pretty sure he has enough damage, even with the fear, that he'll just take down the Psychomancer with his Furious Charge. Unfortunately, we can't exactly see his max stats because it was getting reduced by 50% from the fear, but yeah, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. Bit of a crazy match there. Trajann, of course, can take a few punches himself, so even if we hadn't been able to win on that turn, I think he would have been fine. But against, like, Nimazor Zandrek can be pretty tricky, because he brings out Oberyn, who has, like, taunt and shields. And then there's also the Silent King showing up, which has, you know, that giant Menhir thing that can absorb a lot of damage, so don't think that this Lord of War build would work so great against those warlords, but it is quite fun running these big guys. But yeah, let me know what you think of this new warlord, Trajann Valoris, Supreme Commander. Hopefully we do see some more Supreme Commanders for the other factions, which don't have any yet, because as of now, Tyranids, Chaos, and Eldari do not have any Supreme Commanders yet, so later on, after some more testing, I think I'll try Trajann in ranked mode and see if I can come up with a good set of bodyguards to go along with him. But for now, that's for this one. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.